I am going to be working on a little bit of just optimization on this environment. Let's see here. First things first, let's move this, do this. There are going to be some basics to check. Question mark. PHC PufferLib. Hello? There's a breakpoint here. Is it not installed in editable mode or something? Oh, that's how long it takes to load the bloody data. Okay. Dot observations. Observation. Dot ob. That's like nothing, right? That's 4 megs. Okay, so this shouldn't be taking up anything. I think we're gonna, for testing, we're gonna do 2. Yeah, there we go. Debug. Bad. I got distracted by something for a second. Okay. Good, synced up there. So yeah, all I have to do at this point is figure out how to optimize this env a bit. Got some information on this, and we should be good. Memory ain't coming from buffers. Oh, hey, there you are, Kyung. So actually, I can tell you this right now then, because this is just a very, very useful technique. Um, so what I tend to find is like when you're taught to program in, and I don't know if you, I think it's just because you started from the original like PHC code. I don't think it's because like you intentionally like restructured the thing that I did, but they teach you this thing when you're taught to program where it's like keep your method short. Um, Literally the most useful technique I have for cleaning up research code bases is to just unroll all of the methods. Everywhere where it doesn't require duplicating code, just unroll all the methods. Because what you find is like stuff is declared several times, stuff is redundant. To give you an idea, I did this on the carbs database yesterday, and I cut out 600 lines of code just by doing that. Um, you can put some of the methods back after you've done that, after you've cleaned stuff up if you want. But generally, there are two things I decide, like two ways I decide to like put stuff into a function. The first is if I'm going to have to copy paste code otherwise, like a big block of code, I'll put it in a separate function. And the second one is if stuff gets nested super deep. But if like I have like a 300 line init and it's just like a big block of stuff that's like not deeply nested, pretty clean to follow, I'll just block it with comments and I'll just put it all in the one method, and then you can actually see what everything's doing and it's easier to dedupe stuff. So that was the one thing. That was the one comment I had on that. I'm going to work right now on figuring out where perf is leaking. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure you got that trick because it is very useful. First thing I want to try is loading all the bots into one environment. I think I saw that the bots are now being loaded into separate envs. Yeah. So there's a small perf boost, but I'm also wondering about memory. I'm wondering if there's a memory impact difference. Okay, so this is just generating data, and we're already up to 6 gigabytes. This isn't even running the env. That part I wanted to go later, but cool. Yeah. So that's, I'm gonna work on this env stuff. But yeah, unrolling code like that it's a very, very powerful technique because like, you have to kind of realize and assume that when you're looking at an academic code base or a researcher code base, scientists just suck at writing code and they overly abstract everything. So like if you unroll all the methods, it becomes very clear that the thing that they did doesn't make any sense and you can start cutting stuff. That's typically the reason for it. Like the carbs repo is actually completely broken. Um, Now I can realize that now that I did that. I actually wasn't looking at the damn. I forgot to look at the memory increase. Actually, hold on. No, before we do this, there's something deeply screwy. Yeah, the sweep stuff is going to take me a little longer, but it's very promising. Something else I wanted to do, which is where you have a reset here, and then a reset loads the data, right? But then to load motion data, load motion. Well, that's weird. Hold on. Need an extra terminal so I can watch memory usage. I'll just put this up on this side. Okay, so we have, okay, 2.9 gigabytes seems to be what I'm actually using. I don't actually know. There's this one weird process on here. I don't know what I'm using it for. It's probably just export or something. So 3 gigs. And then loading this. We're at 6 gigs right now from this. Okay, and if I do load motion, good. The motion loading isn't taking more memory. So I mean, 3 gigabytes of memory is not terrible. You said 20 gigs of VRAM for 2048. That's pretty rough. We'll have to figure that out if that's the case. Ideally as well, we should just pre-process all of it and then dump it to file so we don't have to deal with that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm only seeing 3 gigs. So I'm trying to figure out where, oops. Figure out where this is caused. I don't actually know how much SPS we get above 2048 though. It's not going to be permanently linear. So here we're going to allocate buffers, and we're at 6.8, right? And because most of those are not copies, yeah, so that doesn't increase at all. And now I'm going to watch the perf test. Goes from 6 up to 8. Are you sure it uses 20 gigs? I only see, it only goes up to 8 for me, Kyung. It goes from 3 to 8, 5 gigs. Clear will be clear when I have training loop unrolled. Yeah, just like, that's what I suggest. With the academic code, you literally just, anytime you don't have to actually copy the code twice or more, by unrolling it, just unroll it. So like any function that's called once, basically, you just unroll. That was 2048. So I don't see where you're getting 20 gigs usage. Were you getting 20 gigs usage on a training test by any chance, or were you getting it just from this perf test? I'm not seeing your 20 gigs. Same file and everything? That means you're using 12 gigs of training, and we're probably going to want a CPU offload. Don't worry about that. The env is not ridiculously bad in this department, but I don't know if you've tested it with more. We really should cache the data as well so that it's not this slow. Let me see you just linked me that thing. Right, here's your wand B. And hopefully you kept the are you missing the usual stuff that Puffer logs? Like the dashboard and stuff? Because the dashboard should be logging env time, train time. It should be logging all those things. That's not, oh, this is not from PufferLib, I see. Is this not from clean PufferL either? Should just be in clean PufferL. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to tell very much from this, unfortunately, on its own. RL games, yeah. Okay, unfortunately, though, you're not going to get any more SPS. You're capped at 2048. The only thing that it could do is it could potentially make training a little bit faster, but I think that usually 2048 to 4096 on the slightly larger nets we're likely to be using, probably you won't see much of a difference. So the only thing we can really do here is look for other optimizations. How did you disable self-collision without putting all the bots in the same env? Actually, that's kind of suspicious. Because I saw you have the flag for it. Just the memory? Oh, yeah. Well, they're probably just, like, I can see the environment is not taking that. So that just must be the buffers, right? Oh, also layer norm can sometimes, I think layer norm sometimes does weird stuff. Maybe not the memory, maybe it's just speed. Layer norm can be slow though. Let's see if I instantly see speed up. Okay, you do instantly see some speed up. Not what I was expecting. I probably have to run the full test. It was 40K before. This should be very noticeable though. This should be more than double, I believe. And if it isn't, then I'll be suspicious as to how this is being disabled. Collision off. Yeah, but I put them into the same env. Actually, I think I tested both ways to be fair, and I don't think there was a difference. Other than like 4%. Because see, Isaac Jim will actually just put them all into the same env for you. But you have to pay the little conversion price. This is weird that you're only getting an extra 50%. This is the same model and everything, isn't it? The same humanoid? The same humanoid. Well, I saw that there were some changes to some of these parameters as well, weren't there? Okay, solver. These are all the same. This flex thing is gone. I don't know if this was important. Max GPU contact pairs. These are the same. I don't know if that changes anything. We can play with it. Don't need flex, gotcha. Some friction coefficients and stuff changed as well. I noticed. Did you get this, where is it, the angular damping or whatever? I think I told you there was some damping that was required. Yeah, okay, you kept this. Oh no, here, this one. So these were the ones that were required to prevent the bot from like flying off into space. Okay, we'll see then. I know if you don't have those, it will fly off into space. Okay. If you've tested that, then that's fine. Looking for anything else that could be different. Oops. And let's just do free time. See? It's gonna be good. The academic repos, they just chip down their perf, they chip their perf down, they chip it down, and then there's nothing left. It's very silly. Okay, so free time. Oops. So this thing is not doing anything. This is free. It's mostly in the M step itself, but there is a substantial overhead to this post step. Would this account for it? I don't think this would quite account for it because we had 130K before. So I think that the base sim itself is slower as well. Is there anything changed to the configuration of the sim or the bot itself that would slow it down? Versus my 130? Because I do see that there's a bit of overhead added by this ops computation and stuff, which is a little weird, but key body These contact. This looks the same. AMP op steps. Well, there's no reason not to put them all in the same M. Pretty sure. Was this code right here. Create sim upper lower. Okay. And then you need, do you have num actors anywhere? Build single n. So this is where I'd be suspicious potentially. Is this filtering everything? This looks like it's only filtering specific collisions. Let's see. User aggregate size exceeded. I think we got that before. I think that's fine. Oh, but the thing is that you have to put them, you need to spread the agents out if you do this. You have to set their position. Because this, I think, will be slower. Yeah, so what's happening here is that there are too many bots. They're all stacked on top of each other. And this is why the SPS sucks. you want to do is manually spread them out a little bit. We can do that in there. Segfault if we do not randomize the position. That's moderately insane. XYZ, I believe. That doesn't matter though. Okay, that's a very weird segfault to have. I don't trust that, but whatever. These are all of the keys. Motion keys converted from the original format. Does pause get used? It does, right? Start pose. Do these things like run a super far distance or something? It shouldn't. And that still wouldn't cause this, because then they would, yeah, this shouldn't cause this. This worked when I had this in the repo, so what happened here? I spread them out and they still don't work. Does start post get overridden somehow? Yeah. So something is wrong with the scene because when I set this up, this didn't happen. Let me see. Build env. Oh wait, hold on. It's the grouping. Yeah, it's gotta be the grouping. Group 0, filter 1. Humanoid env ID. Let me just try real quick what happens if I hardcode 0, 1. Does this work? Huh. Anything else that would interfere with this? Look at that. Okay, it could possibly be these filterants. Yeah, because you're overriding the filter. Okay. Disable. So, collision. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get this bloody thing back to 130. 130 FPS, thank you very much. Puffer. Still, huh? Hmm. All right, let's just go look at our sim and see where it's different, I guess. Get asset. Set DOF props. Handles. It's got a unique ID. Howdy. It's still XYZ, right? Yeah. Wait. Want from Euler X. ZYX? Is it ZYX? No, because I have start pose. It's going to be a transform. Is this thing backwards? I guess the most productive thing is to try to just pull up the renderer on this, right? I don't know what the heck is wrong with it. Headless. Just do render. Okay, smaller one first. No render. Provide headless to PHC puffer env. I see. There is our renderer. See a renderer. Trying to remember if there was anything special that needed to be done to get this thing to show up. Didn't think so. This is the same container. Oh, well, this doesn't have a render. So wait, does this thing need to have... How does this thing not error when I do this? Oh, I'm dumb. Didn't have the freaking argon. Stupid. There we go. So as I expected, the position args don't seem to be taking here, right? It's a clusterfuck. Is spacing getting overridden? Where the heck is spacing and where is it getting overridden? Spacing is 5. Hey Spencer. Working on Isaac Gym stuff at the moment, though we did make some progress on sweeps as well. Did I just do something utterly stupid? Hi again, back second stream, yep. Always working on stuff. That's how it goes. Oh, this is literally... Hang on. I think this is literally order of operations. That's funny. So this is on me. Oh no, it's still fucked up. Well, how's that happen, huh? No, no, it is not. Okay. So this is what your nested methods will do. I had to go down 4 layers to find this. So presumably this gets called after create ems, right? I actually have no idea how how that worked. Still, hang on. Something is getting zeroed here. This is bad because it means that you're not resetting correctly either. Okay, so you set velocity and angular velocity to 0. I think I have a call to do. Let me double check. At 4 p.m. So I got an hour. I might have to have another call in the meanwhile. I can definitely tell you this is not resetting correctly. Oh, okay. I gotta go take a call. A couple calls, actually. I will try to be back later, though. Kyung, this is not resetting correctly if you're still around. I'm gonna try to find it, but it's when you set the initial pause, it doesn't get set correctly, so I suspect that's probably causing other issues.